I understand, I will never understand. Let's just stay there, yeah? And then have fun. Just have fun. Watching that little stumpy arm of intellect, understanding, try to reach and grab a star. It's good, yeah? How are you gonna realize it's failed? Yeah. By its action, see its actions. Yeah. You see that it doesn't get it. If you had, like we always used to speak about the furniture store had a great record. Yeah. If you bought a piece of furniture from their, let's say, catalog, it looked exactly like the picture. Yeah. And if it was Wednesday, 1 o'clock delivery, it would be Wednesday, at least near 1 o'clock delivery. Yeah. And so everything would seemingly work, and that company had no use or need to rationalize anything or make excuses or blame others, because they deliver the goods. Yeah. You see the picture, you like the couch, they gave you the dimensions, it fits in your living room. You order the couch comes in reasonably and in the condition that you saw it. Yeah. End of thing. Maybe unless you move or want another couch, never speak to that company maybe again. Very beautiful experience. Yep. Saw it, asked for it, got it. Yeah. Now listen to the head. Listen to the head. The head is full of excuses, rationalizing fucking tons of shit, and blaming. Always, either them or you. It's always blaming, or God. Yeah, because of because of the failedness of it. Yeah. This is what we say in recovery. And they say it in such a nice way. They say any life run on self-will hardly be a success. They could have said a dismal fucking shit burning fucking hell, but they go probably won't be successful. Yeah, they really spread the peanut butter well on the bread. Yes, really. It's under, and if people who are under that affliction of being taken over by something, we know quite well it's a lot different than that. So any life, any is pretty means all, pretty much. Yeah. So any life run on self-will. It hasn't mentioned anyone's name whatsoever. It hasn't said a fucking thing. It's just making a statement. Any life run on self-will cannot hardly be a success. Yeah, and the idea is, if you hear it and it applies, there'll be a ding, like when you get a text or something, or from WhatsApp on the phone, you get a ding. I do, ding, and then it's meant to, I don't go there, but it's meant to have you look at this message. So here's the ding. Any life run on self-will can hardly be a success. This life has hardly been a success. Wait a minute, maybe I thought I was running it, but maybe that's the feeling you get when self is running. When will is running this life, it feels like it's me running this life. Oh, wait a minute. So I don't have the ability to discern what self is and what I am. Obviously not. Yeah. Okay, great. So do I want to learn any more about me? No, I want to learn a lot about self, maybe, because maybe I'm not that self. So if I learn about it, more stuff about its failure, its system, the way it reacts to life, and all this stuff, and not take it to be me, I may find a great relief in that knowledge. Instead of being bound by knowledge, bound by self-knowledge, I'll be freed with knowledge of self, because hopefully the knowledge of self, it's not the weight or the veracity, it's the effect. When you finally get it, maybe the first example, the 800 example, that you may not be that's the message, really, in recovery. How the message appears in recovery is, you're not that. Yeah. So therefore, the urban renewal project, you're not trying to build a building on the scaffold. you allow the scaffold to be removed, and you see that the building you are can be built fucking pretty damn well if something else is building. Yeah, so now you're being directed by what we call the Holy Spirit or the higher power, and it's completely contradicting to the lower power that seemed to have been directing us. Yeah, so now the evidence triggers the possibility, and the possibility verifies itself through evidence. Yeah, being directed by spirit works for many people, and nothing else works for them. Yeah, and the basic way people in recovery recognize it is they haven't drank in a couple of weeks, and they haven't been able to pull that off for maybe 20 years. And then suddenly they haven't drank in 8 weeks. This is what happened with me. I came to believe something could do for me, get me and keep me sober, that I couldn't do for myself. And I had 8 weeks of evidence. So I was like, I'm a believer. Yeah. And then step 3 was, to me, like an exit ramp. It was great. You mean I can give this fucking train wreck over to something else? Yes, you can, bro. Okay, I'm going to turn this, I'm making a decision to give this will and life over to something else that can probably direct it better than what was directing it. Yeah, simple as that. And in recovery, how it plays out is perhaps there's a better way, and 2 ways are described, not much, because you have lived the descriptions, at least of one of them. Hopefully you're living the description of both, but they say 2 ways, and the 2 ways are trusting finite self or trusting the infinite. That's the way it goes. Yeah. Trust is there in both cases. So what's going to make the finite self be dominant isn't the finite self, it's trust in it. And what's going to allow the higher power to be dominant is trust in it. Yeah. So we, in a weird way, aren't looking for a key. We are the key. Because somehow or another, faith can make a left turn coming through us. It can make a right turn coming through us. It's just the way it goes. And so that faith is going to be the power that's going to produce a life. How you see life is going to be based on faith or your belief. As Jesus constantly supposedly said in the Gospels, when a miracle happened and it seemed like he had something to do with it, he'd say, hey, it's done according to your belief. Yeah, you had the faith. I'm not doing shit. I'm just a fucking conduit, so to speak. Don't lay it on me. Yeah, just there you go. You know, walk and then, yeah. Yeah, so first, there is no mountain. That's the old the famous Zen, they missed a part of this famous Zen saying, that I humbly believe it. And it's the most important stanza. It was the first stanza. No, this is another one from Zen. I'm moving from up things, yeah. So Jesus led me to first, there is no mountain. So, but the old story of Zen is that how I started hearing it was first there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, and everyone's really working towards that. But inevitably, that no mountain party is broken up by there is a mountain again. So basically, it becomes it's a very like workman toiling, because the reality that we believe is first there is the mountain. And therefore, we also believe it would probably be better, a lot better, if there was no mountain. So we work at getting rid or not looking at or whatever the mountain. And inevitably, even after countless successes, the mountain keeps reappearing. You don't understand, you're the mountain in a sense. So there's you that appears and disappears. Yeah. You appear and disappear, but you are the mountain, so to speak. And then there's an appearance of a mountain that you don't like, and then there's no mountain, and there's the mountain again, over and over again. But in fact, this is a negation of that first stanza, and it's first there is no mountain. So if you start at first there is no mountain, it's much different when the mountain keeps reappearing, because you knew from the beginning when it was appearing there was no mountain. So when it reappears, there's still no mountain. Yeah. Instead of being surprised as if you got rid of something and it keeps coming back, You get that it was never there to begin with. Don't you see the beauty of that message? The brevity of it, the efficiency of it. There is no need to maintain the absence of the mountain with this looming sense of it's going to appear at any minute over and over again. There's none of that going on. You have a faith, there is no mountain, no matter how close, no matter how many altitudes or miles you're up on the mountain, there still is no mountain. Yeah. So instead of trying to find a solution, it negates the assumed fact. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's almost like a vacuum that you just bring it to the rug and a rug gets clean. You don't even turn the vacuum on. You just stick the vacuum on the rug and then the rug realizes. Yeah, it's just great. No electricity, nothing, just a vacuum. Yeah, then there's nothing in the rug. Yeah, so first there is no mountain. Yeah. Another way of saying, and having never left. Okay, so everyone is trying to get somewhere, get into something or out of something, but all the ins and outs are prefaced or really bookended with on having never left. Yeah. So all you're wanting to arrive and depart, because usually arrival has a departure in it. Usually there's a departing of somewhere to arrive somewhere else. Yes. And then usually after you arrive, usually that becomes a departing back to where you left.
Our responses.
Yeah.
If things go well and we feel good, then
if this case, hold on a second. If this case, can you hear us? Yeah. So if this case, the understanding before all this stuff goes on is on having never left, you're going to travel a lot lighter through these gymnastics of departing and arriving and departing. It's just the way it goes. Yes. You inevitably, as this, are probably going to arrive and depart a lot here. Yeah. So it's not about stopping, arriving, and departing. It's seeing on having never left. So the meaning of departing and the meaning on arriving don't have the same fucking meaning, because what you are hoping to leave when you departed it and arrive at something new when you arrived are neutered, the importance of the whole thing. And therefore you are what you're looking for. You are that which does not arrive nor depart. Yeah. Does that mean arriving and departing stops? Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't matter, because it's not the arriving and the departing, it's the meaning given. It's the same thing. It's not the doing, it's the sense of being the doer, which is the bonding element. Yeah. So when they say non-doing, it doesn't mean you don't do shit. It means there's doing of stuff without a doer. And that is not a Herculean task, because it's actually the fact. There's doing without a doer. We're trying to override or climb a huge mountain that we believe is the fact, which is I'm the doer of the doing. And I'm trying to work it from there. But in fact, the fact is there's doing without a doer. That's the fact of non-duality. I mean, if you listen to this message from wherever you hear it, if it goes back to the rudimentary elements of this message, it has this in it. Yeah. Being ourselves reality. So, and he speaks, Ramana speaks, he says the greatest mystery, and usually when he had greatest or it meant it was an important aspect of what he was sharing. And this says the greatest mystery, follow this, it's really cool. He slips this little idea in, I don't know exactly where, but I'm going to slip it in right now. Being ourselves reality. Wow, wait a minute. We are usually fucking, without wanting to find reality, arrive at reality, we don't really see being ourselves reality, because we're not starting from there. When the head catapults in any direction, it's catapulting, or this is the trampoline. You're not reality. Yeah, you can get to reality, but you are going to have to clean up a whole lot of fucking shit probably. And you're going to have all these requirements, which reality has no requirements, because being ourselves reality. It didn't say after 50 fucking requirements were met, You went through not only 7 Herculean tasks, but 77. It didn't have this giant preamble. It says as just a bare ass naked statement, being ourselves reality. But being ourselves reality. From there, the greatest mystery is reality. Remember us wanting to attain reality. This is the understanding of non-duality is seeing the butt of the joke. It is. You see the butt of the joke over and over again, and the butt of the joke is you, and then it's hallelujah, it's not you. That's the beauty. It's taken to be you as you can be, and then you realize it's not you. And now you're not going to go through this incredible crushing disappointment when the mountain inevitably appears, because mountains appear and disappear. In dreaming, anything can happen because it's actually not happening. So anything can happen in a dream, but it's not actually happening. Yeah. So first there is no mountain, and then there is a mountain. Then there's maybe a drive to erase that mountain. Great. It may not. Great. Doesn't matter. And then there's a mountain again. How you're going to react to the reappearance of the mountain is mostly based on, was there a mountain or was there no mountain? That's going to be really the reaction to the mountain appearing. Yeah. All your mountain climbing isn't changing that. This message changes it because it starts with first, there is no mountain. Yeah. Or on a positive way, being ourselves reality. That which is looking for our reality obviously must not be ourselves. Being ourselves reality, if you catch yourself, seemingly yourself, looking for reality, obviously that you that's looking for reality cannot be you, because don't take the godfather of non-duality, Ramana Maharshi, says being ourselves reality. So if you're looking to become reality, you're looking from what you're not. Great, fantastic. Yeah. So when it does it with that assumption, oh, all looking is obviously you, Paul looking, you don't fall for that yet, because we're lazy now. And all looking, it just says, oh, it's you. You're looking for it. You're looking. No, this one, you lose interest in all the forms of looking and you look at the looker. You just look at the looker and you go, well, wait, what? Yeah. And then what you were trying, all those mountains that were made out of molehills that watch, and you want to make them back into molehills again, you see all that and you see it as not you. Yeah. And then you can have the same relationship with a molehill as a mountain. You can travel lighter through both. Oh, it's going to take more time. You don't give a shit, really. What great and amazing thing are you doing this second? You got plenty of time. Yeah. Okay. Well, no one's interested in this journey. Yeah, exactly. They're only interested in their journey. Yeah. So this is the beauty of it. Seeker and the sought. SOUGHT. Seeker and the sought. Seeker always stays the same. The sought changes. Yes. Some are closer, some are farther, some are really lifetimes of seeking. You're just fucking traveling blind. You can't even see past your nose, and someone says it may take lifetimes. Yeah. Every one of your moments right now is you're working to this. It's like you have no freaking idea. Yeah, it's just insane. So you see, seeker is the sought. One seeker, tons of things sought, different sizes, different lengths, different importance, different emphasis, different meaning. But every one of those reflections is bouncing back and being used to give meaning to the seeker. Every one of them. Everything you're seeking is almost like a mirror-like surface that the head uses to see itself in. The more important, the bigger the picture. It's like if you take something really, really seriously, it's like a fucking one of those big mirrors. Yeah, you can see it's all you. Yeah, and you'll see it. If you think spirituality is big, much more important than washing the dishes, then that reflection the head is getting from spirituality is strong. Yeah, and it's building a spiritual beast, so to speak. Yeah, all the while you're believing in the meme, you're believing in the story that you're getting somewhere. But something's getting somewhere, but it's not you. The sense of you is getting bigger and bigger because the importance of what you're doing is getting more profound and more profound. Yes. Yeah, you don't do anything about that. You just see it. You see it, and then when it's there in all of its naked glory, you greet it with, I'm not that. Yeah, finally, instead of calling it yours or you or whatever, it's I'm not that. Yes, and then all the fakeness of it being your child and all this shit, you see the emperor with no clothes. You do. All of your binding to it, you just lose interest in it. You do. And then that preoccupation, that was really, we have it in recovery. It says this attention and interest can be enriching your day or enslaving your day. That same energy of interest and attention can be being used to enslave you. That's what the head is doing, or enrich you. Yeah, it's the same energy, but it's put to a completely different task. Yeah, you cannot believe what you're going to know about self when you're out of it. It's just going to be, you'll see the mechanicalness of it. All the personalness of it was coming from us. We can mimic any fucking thing here. We are the dreaming. It's a mechanical presentation. It's sort of like it's just voice recognition. You may not even be talking to the machine. You go, hey, it pops something out. What the fuck? It has nothing to do with you. It just keeps popping shit out. You eat it, and there you go. You've got this weird relationship for this fucking mental candy machine. Yeah, you're just sugary self. You're just totally addicted to the fucking thing. It's all about me. I think I'll have more trauma today. Let me upset somebody. Oh, I saw, that guy, I saw him kissing someone. Oh, I gotta get off the phone. Oh, sugar, this and that. If I'm not gonna ever get anything, I'm gonna make sure no one gets anything. Hate everyone's success stories. There's something that can enrich us. Why not? There's two options, something enslaving or enriching. Which is it? Yeah, it's not choice, it's leaning. You lean this way, you lean that way. You're leaning this way, or you're leaning that way. Leaning this way is very valuable for lessons. I felt you've probably learned enough lessons, and now you can lean and be at recess. Yeah, and then every once in a while you may need to learn something and back, but basically you'll become a habit of being awake. Yeah, instead of being awake, pantomiming of the act of being asleep, you'll be awake to being awake. The awakeness is a fact. None of this could be happening unless there was awakeness. You're believing you're in a deep sleep is only coming from awakeness. That's the only way you could have entertained anything. The awakeness can seem like it's asleep. It can believe it's asleep, not us, the head. If we've given over, see, in recovery, it says you're going to turn your will and life over to something else. In a way, you could say your will and life has been turned over to a lot of things. You may not remember it. You may never even sign for it. Yeah, but it's been turned over to a lot of things. Yeah. So this is what happens. So now, basically, at this point, we're trying to say, hey, you think everything is oranges? We're gonna throw an apple in there. So through comparison, you can maybe see a difference. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. This apple, the possibility of an apple really makes me consider this orange. This orange actually sucks. It's like strawberries. Strawberries look like They could be in like a fruit magazine centerfold. But some of them, you eat them, they suck. They're not ripe enough for anything. Amelia buys tons of strawberries. I never even take them. The one it's like dry. But they look incredible. Just like when I moved here, a staple back east is bagels, yeah, when you're growing up. Bagels, every kind of bagel, sesame, garlic, poppy. And then I came here to the West Coast, and then they'd have these bagels that were like centerfolds, these Noah bagels.
Yeah.
They were like blown up and they're fucking incredible. And you eat them, there's nothing, no taste. You know what I mean? But if you said, which one looks like the more desirable bagel, the Noah would win every time. But after the first bite, out the window. Out the window. This is what happens. This thing gives us this fucking fluffy, empty shit, and you're feeding off of it. Yeah. And you've got to a point that this is what you are, and now your choices are about this and that. But there's no choice here. We're just going back to before this. Yeah. We're not trying to get there by after this. We're not assigning it a primary role in the discovery of what it's not. We're not fucking relying on it at all. We're just going to bypass it as much as we can. Go to the source and see this ain't the source. SOURCE in this case. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. So being ourselves reality is before you and I, as the you and I, way before being ourselves reality. That's a fact that can echo no matter how many years are lived. No matter how many years have lived or ideas or situations, there's always this echo of the fact of being ourselves reality. Can't miss it, really, because you're completely in it. What happens, we get distracted from it, and it's not we miss it. We're so obsessed with this other thing, it acts as a missing of that. Just like the Course says. The act of denial of what you are is the firm in faith in this something else your head has made to be you. That's how it works here. Yeah. So you don't look like you're not tending to something, you're over tending to something else. And it has the effect of underemphasizing that. Yeah. And so basically, satsang is just a way of hearing that first bell ring. Yeah. Yeah. And that bell has never been rung. It rings on its own. You don't need to be there in any certain garb or have the right hammer. It's just fucking ringing. And you start sensing sometimes it's audible, almost sounds like, but it doesn't need anything. It's a constantly reverberating I am. Yeah. That now becomes that which you can rely on, because you are it. You don't even need to fall back into it. You are it. When you think you're going to fall back, you are it. And when you think you're not going to fall back, you are it. Thinking does not make it not so, nor does it make it so. It's a fact. Yeah. There you go. More gets revealed, probably to fit your seed assignment. Yeah. My seed assignment is to share, so shit downloads to me. Do I have a certain moment in a certain room and I got to wear a certain gear to receive? No. The download, no. It's like I don't have to even wash or get ready for it. It just tells me, and then usually shows up at the door. Yeah, it does. Yeah. And then it's forgotten completely when I go to court. Yeah. My being ready is empty. Yeah. There's no readiness. Because I have faith. Because I've been convinced, seriously, before this I realized was never going to get convinced. Yeah. And if life didn't intervene on me, I'd probably be dead or in an institution or jail, because I had gone way past the turning point with addiction. And I had gone through so much demoralization. I had given up truly as any hope I could have had. I was just trying to stay loaded until the next thing happened. Really. And it didn't, at that point, I don't believe there could have ever been any turning back. It was just going to go. And then something fucking on a typical day just intervened, gave me a whack.
Why?
I don't know why. It just whacked me. Why is not, when I feel this thing, it never triggers a why. It's just wow, really. Oh, wow. So I get whacked and I get introduced to the way of life I needed here to be okay. And I was AA that night. And I've been going ever since. Yeah, I have no idea, but I do know I had no idea when I was in that trailer park drinking. All ideas had been removed. All hope had been squashed. I was just trying to duck life, drink until I went somewhere else. Hopefully death, really. I was leaning towards that. Institution jails hadn't done much for me. Yeah. So, and then I felt like I had accepted my fate, literally, given up. I did, gave up as best I could. Fucking and scramble a little money, drink whatever I can, hopefully get coke every once in a while, whatever. But something intervened, whacked me, gave me a way of life, community, everything, and bam, I would say it was more it than me, adopted to this life. Me never really adopted to this life. And me just got fucking floored, got knocked out, and it was punch drunk, pretty much. It really was. It has, it just got whacked, and it's just, like a liver punch or something. Just fucking knocked the shit out of it, and it's just like that defiance was now pliant. Could be used. The minuscule little bit of willingness. It wasn't a big amount. I wasn't looking for a giant change in life. I wasn't. I was just looking for a place to stay that night. And then it took off from there. Yeah, pretty cool. So, and then that allowed a lot of other revelations because I was still here. I had all the evidence in the world about selfing because I'd been on a lot of 10-day cocaine retreats. And I would say, if you really want your money worth, go on a 10-day cocaine retreat. It'll fucking teach you more than all this heavy breathing and shit. You'll be hyperventilating. Make sure you have some knee guards. You're going to be on your knees looking on the doorway. Yeah. So if you give it time, it's going to reveal itself. It always overplays its hand. The head. It just does. It can't help itself. It can't help itself. Everything would have been great if it would stop, but it doesn't stop. Just pushes it more, and then something sometimes just intervenes. Says, enough. Yeah. And then the lower power skulks away and so my defeat never happened to where I was. It was always on an imaginary field. Yeah. Completely mentalized. Had to have time, had to have space, had to have unbelievable things appearing to be really believable. Yeah. The before was never affected by all of the effects on the after. My spirit wasn't dirtied, wasn't sick, didn't have a malady. That was all mental. It was pristine and beautiful as it always is and always will be. You can put it through 800 million car washes here. Its shine isn't going to be washed off. Yeah. This is not what we think it is. This is not a real place. We are the reality, being ourselves reality. Or as Jesus said, you're in this world, but you're not of this world. So this world is not real, and you're not of this world because you're real. You are the reality, dreaming this world. Yeah. Should you stop? Probably not. Doesn't seem like most of your takes and expressions are from the dreamt. The dreamt is always yapping. The dreaming seems to be completely committed, at least for a couple more years, for this dreaming to continue the way it is. The dreamt may take offense, but it's got no power. It's just an object of appearance and disappearance. But yeah. You had to have happened when you've seen a person dead. something must have come across in you and said, wow, that body wasn't Uncle Fred. I mean, I was assuming it was Uncle Fred all these years because I've been assuming I'm a body. And then I see the body of Uncle Fred, and it's definitely not Uncle Fred. Yet there's no scar. It wasn't like a headless body or appendages ripped out. Looked like the body I used to see come over to my house, but it didn't look like Uncle Fred anymore. I didn't study a book or anything. That was like a 9-year-old smack. It got fucking displaced, but I remembered it ever since to this day because it was unbelievable. Caught me completely by surprise. I just thought I was going to be saying goodbye to what? I had never really ever said hello to Uncle Fred, actually. All these formalities. It was, that ain't Uncle Fred. It took a while for it to be applied to this, but it was, yeah, please. If you're new here and you hear something, let it apply to where you are. Just let it apply. Don't pick out where the cut is. Just put the Band-Aid on anywhere. Just put it on anywhere. See what happens. Yeah. Just don't have to, oh, I've got to have, no, just place it somewhere. Yeah. You know, as supposedly Buddha said, events happen, deeds are done. So there's no denying that. No one's in argument with that. But and yet there's no individual doer thereof. That's the simple reality. Huh? Happenings galore, doings galore, no one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So where would you like to understand life? All the happenings and all the doings, or seeing that there is no doer? So much more is available there than going through the millions of other activities. Yeah, because you are the dreaming here. You are dreaming. If you believe the Course, a lot of people come here and they show great faith to the Course in Miracles. Well, the Course in Miracles basically says, you and I are the dreaming of the dream. We give everything, the meaning it has. Yeah, we're it as an activity. It says that we're not the dreamt and we're not the dream, we're the dreaming. It's an activity. Yeah, like manifestation is a verb, it's manifesting. Yeah. We come up with the name manifestation, but manifesting doesn't. Manifesting is just manifesting. On and on and on. We want to go, oh, wait a minute, manifestation. Stop that fucking train. Yeah, because the head is living in a world of noun, yet we're in an event of verbing. Everything is dreaming. Everything is given meaning. Everything is withdrawn meaning. It's on and on going all day. Yeah. And then there's this little pinprick of an idea that we are the long-lasting, independent, separate entity. And the head tries to hold on to this narrative as hard as it fucking can against so much evidence that it's bogus. Yeah. If you're the most important person in this world and you're asleep 1/3 of the time, I would say your importance isn't that important. Yeah. Usually my relationship works best because I am asleep. I get up the next day and I have a whole new opportunity. Yeah. But this whole idea, it's all about me. You're out to lunch 1/3 of the day. You sleep 8 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Things seem to be going on without you. I think they do pretty well without you. Yeah. So this is sort of like the awake dream. There's the dreaming. And in that dreaming, we have mercy, if you want to call it that, because there's a morning. So it's built in. The dreaming at night is going to be counted by waking up in the morning, most cases, yeah. But in this is the awake dream. So we're all, for all intents and purposes, awake, yeah. But we're not seeing it as a dreaming. So we're awake in the dream. Yeah. we have the excuse when we're sleeping, oh, I was asleep and I took that tiger to be real. Now that I'm awake, I'm not afraid of that tiger. Yeah, but here, we're acting like we're awake, but we're asleep to the dream. It's the awake dream. It's the one that really fools you. You don't get fooled by the night dream because you have a morning, but this thing continues to fool us the whole fucking day. It seems so real. Yes, yeah, because you see, you're the reality. You're believing it to an extent where it seems so real. Can you imagine how many things seem so real and then you lost interest in them and then it didn't seem so real? What happened? Did they suddenly lose the reality? No, we were giving it. Worst thing ever happened, best thing that happened. Tell me, where did it have its huge transformation? Where did the police records change somehow from the worst thing that ever happened to me when they pulled me over to the best thing? No, it's same thing, night, same day, fucking drunk, driving, small possession of cocaine, whatever. Same there. For years, worst thing ever happened to me. Suddenly, the best thing that happened to me after I've been sober for a while, because it brought me closer to getting sober. Yeah, yeah. Go back to the book, it's the same report, same police, yeah, but something it means a whole lot more different than it did before. Exactly. Don't you see that? You think that's a phenomenon? That's what's happening here. You and I give everything all the meaning it has. This isn't about changing anything, just let it hit you like a wave. See, the wave, let's say a wave hits you. When it retracts, if something's left, check out what's left. You get the wave of like realization, and then of course it dissipates. Check out what's saved. Read this little paper. See, wait a minute. There's a lot of evidence. There's good shit there. Yeah, just be open to get hit. And when it seems like it's over, wait, it's never over. Or out of the oyster shell. I understand, I can never understand. Great. Then another wave hits, and it's not the same message, usually. Sometimes it is, on having never left. You put that little thing to hear the water, and having never left. Oh, wait a minute, on having never left. Then it's gonna break. I got one more thing. Oh, do you have any questions in there? Forget about them. I'm gonna tell you that little event I had in Australia. Yeah, I went to a group. I had come to a conclusion. I was over meditational retreats. This was over. Yeah, not because I didn't like them. I felt it wasn't for me. There was something that wasn't working. Yeah, it wasn't nothing bad, and I wouldn't say don't go to anyone else, but for me, it was over, that thing. So I'm driving and I pick up this lady, French lady, and she starts talking about this event she came to Byron Bay to attend. And she had a brochure, and she was like a retreat. I said, I don't really want to, I'm not interested in retreats. I says, well, this is a therapeutic, like an emotional retreat. Now, coming out of recovery, which is I have an inability to have a viable relationship with others, I was still interested in my emotional condition. And she was very pretty, and I wanted to keep hearing her French. So we pulled over and we sat on this bench, and she went over this brochure. And this is where I first saw the supposedly Saint Francis statement, one of his statements, which is, you are what's looking is what you're looking for. That was a very cool statement to me. So I read this brochure, and I was planning on this trip to go around the world. And I was working with this travel agent in Byron Bay. And I had an either or thing, because it was like $2,000 something to do this retreat. I'm either going to do that or take the trip. So I called the travel agency, and this is a very small town. They're all sannyasins from Rajneesh. She had done this thing I was going to sign up for. She says, I would definitely sign off for it, and you'll still go on your trip. I said, wow, that's a nice inclusive way. So I went there, had a little interview, and they signed me up, and I'm going to go there Monday. Don't know anybody there. All these people knew each other, all these sannyasins. And there I go. I walk in there and it was like a big recovery meeting, actually. They'd have these groups, 3 groups with people who supposedly knew better walking around them. And there'd be a lot of dialogue, and if there wasn't, they would infuse some. And then though, and there would be people sitting around not saying anything on the whole circumference of the room, which was very interesting to me. I really saw a sense of holding space. I never really knew what that meant to me, that statement, but then I started to feel it. And so, and then there would be a break, and then maybe you eat something, and they would clear the room, put all these mattresses in there, had a DJ, and they started playing music and trigger cathartic events. People were like, and you'd be sitting there and go, I'm not gonna, and then you'd be triggered. It would be like contagious, you know what I mean? And everyone's crying and yelling and, you know, doing great things, really. This, and it was 8 days, so this was about the 6th to 7th day. Been through a lot of catharsis. So I'm sitting there and this thing hits me. And I feel this incredible sense of sorrow. And I started chanting, or I started going, I can never get back. I can never get back. And I felt like I had left God or something that was really not to be left. And I'd been a bad boy, so to speak. So I can never get back, and I'm crying, and people are like fanning me, and I'm going off. I'm having this huge trance like thing. I can never get back. And they basically stopped the whole thing, and they took me out on this, like I was the numero uno, brought out, and they, you know, I go, I can never get back. I can never get back. It was really great. Got a lot of creds from that point, man. I was numero uno for a few days. Then the non-duality message came in, and it had a different reaction to I can never get back. My reaction in that cathartic event, as a cathartic event thing, was I can never get back. Like, I did it, I fucked up, I never, mea culpa, but I can never get back. Almost like I took a trip. But when I heard it in non-duality and it hit me because I never left. Wow. First of all, blew all my creds in that place, but the girls liked me when could never get back. But they didn't like on having never left. But having never left wasn't that interesting. So I just realized the whole thing is I'm having never left. That's why I can never get back. It was incredible. The whole emphasis of my life switched, really, because that emphasis was just an example of where the emphasis always went. And I had no idea it could be different. And it just went, whoot. So it never got back, the great warrior, the spiritual fucking, or, hey, and having never left. That's why I can't get back. Bing, dream. All distance, all space, all time, collapse. I can never get back because I haven't left. That just destroyed the drive of seeking. It did. It was a major roadblock. Check my papers and fucking, yeah. So this is what I feel this message is like. The way you know what way you're going is by it being pointed out. Yeah. And the way you're looking so seriously can't point it out. It's part of the whole agenda. You need to see what you call you from outside of you, which is easy because you're not in it. But you need it, because what you're going to be fed about you as you is more about you. Yes, it just doesn't work. So this was a great recognition on having never left, and actually have a book based on that whole idea. On having never left, everything. If that was the beginning of the movie the movie soundtrack and the movie started, yeah. And instead of, the great story of the lost prodigal son, unable to get back, could be like a 4-hour fucking version. But if the soundtrack was on having never left, you don't know where the movie's gonna go. You don't. There's no plot. Wait a minute. You just take all the fucking material away to make up a story. Exactly. Something else can be made up. on having never left. Wow. It was awesome, man. It really was that time. But this German woman, I really was interested in going out. And when this was found out, she had no interest in me. I lost all interest in the path, and she lost interest in me not being interested in the path. I could see there wasn't going to be some benefits. I didn't know how much. So, yeah. All right. Anyone have anything out there? It was.
I've got there's something I wanted. There's something I wanted to share Wednesday, but it was after hands it was too late, and it went with the beginning part of your talk because you focused on the message being inherently empty. So this is something that David Bitterman shared, and it's, let me see, I'll share screen. Share. So you know how people assume also that things have something inherent meaning, as opposed to us giving it all the meaning that it has. And an example would be frequencies and how they say a certain frequency means love or peace or does this or that. So somebody provided this, that it's relative to the container, the pattern that you'll get for that frequency. So you can see the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So this is the illustration they provided, that relative to what kind of container or the medium, like sand or water, the frequencies don't have an inherent pattern that goes with them. So I thought it was really pretty. And
this is the point you were talking about with Andy and stuff. This is not the destruction of what you're not. It's the living as what you're not from what you are. It just allows what you're not to have an easier time of it all. Yeah. What you're not is going to arise here. It is. There's going to be a claiming. And if you attempt to use non-duality as a process to get to before that process, it's already used you as the process. Yeah. So this is the beauty of the message. It really disarms you. This is not like, oh, it's still the knife is, but the knife is super sharp. No, this is not a super sharpening of any knife. You as this are not going to get to the before. You are appearing in the after. Yeah. And you may have aspects of you that you believe talk as if they're the before. They're still the after. They're appearing in the after. Yeah. So there's a knowing of that. Yes. But that's not knowing. That which is known does not know what's knowing it. Yeah? We, are not an object of knowledge. What we're not is an object of knowledge. And the object of knowledge is the knowledge is it's not you. So why? Because then you'll travel lighter as it. Yeah. Just like the simple thing I used to always use in all the old AA talks was, I had an interest in this lady. She was running a meeting in the other room. I'm very interested in her. I'm thinking, she'll be on that couch. I'm getting delivered. I'll have babies by her. I haven't even talked to her yet, but it's all planning in my head. And I'm doing what I'm here to do, but my interest is really listening to her because I'm hoping she's going to say, hey, I like that guy, Paul, in the other meeting. So then there won't be the fear of rejection. I'll slide up at the coffee. Hey, do you want to go have a coffee? Oh, and there would be my lovely lifelong partnership with her. Yeah, I have a lot of interest and attention in that. People are watching me. They feel like Paul's a little out of it. So they go, hey, Paul, hey, we're here, we're having a meeting. I go, I know, but I'm really listening, Superman X-ray hearing. And they go, one guy drops a book, How to Lose Interest in a Conversation of Another Room. I go through it, I believe the principles, but doesn't matter. Something's interested in this. It's not going to be put off by any fucking knowledge and shit. Suddenly, finally, she starts talking, I'm really keen. And she said, hey, have you met that guy, Matt? I really like that guy, Matt. Now I'm Paul. As soon as I hear it's not about me, I lose interest in it. I do. I don't have to send Navy 6 SEAL team to retrieve my interest. As soon as it's not about me, an interest drops. Now, interest doesn't drop, interest goes other places. Yeah, and this is my belief, and it's been proven in this life, that if you lose interest in this idea of you, you'll get that interest that was fueling that idea of you is going to be distributed in a much cooler, different manner. And that which will be enriching your day used to be, was used to enslave your day. And yeah, all it is a switch. All it is an emphasis. Yeah. You cannot lose interest in you. That's interest in you. Self cannot get out of self. Why do you think that's a saying in our community? Because tons of people have tried to do it. Self can't get out of self. So what's the only option? The only option is you're not in self. That's the out. The out is seeing you're not in. Just like, oh, I can never get back. Where's the only way I can get out of that belief that I can never get back is I never left. That's the fucking answer to it. No other answer. And it's not a huge amount of it. It's just a statement. You've never left. Oh, it's just the whole fucking edifice just starts collapsing. Because it's all based on this insane premise that you could be out of something you can't be out of, like a moment, or you're already in something that you want to get out of that you're not in. It's insane. So that's why negation works, in my feeling, more than affirmation, because there's already a fallacy that's been affirmed, and then we're trying to affirm something else from which is being used to constantly affirm the fallacy. This is about questioning that which is affirmed, and then, hey, I'm not that. That's that. That's where you you cut the umbilical cord. You cut it right here, not there. Yeah, so I'm a believer in this, not because I'm a believer in it. I'm a believer in it because of the effects. The relief that has become available and readily available. It's not available like one time only, 50% off deal, 12 to 2, hurry up. It's not, a unique availability in a certain time. No, it's available. Yeah, which gives you an ease and comfort. You're walking around, not gotta grab it when the grabbing's good. The grabbing is always good. It's always available at all times. Yes, it affects you differently. The amount of you believing you lost something that you have to have, and then realizing you didn't lose it, are incredibly different. Yes. And if that one thing gets in place, that you are what you're looking for, that you are, not what's looking is what you're looking for, but you are what you're looking for, that thing affects everything that comes after it. That view affects everything you view. And this is why we're stopping right at the beginning, so that it can go in a different direction. Because to try to undo shit that was never really even done is insanity. It's tons of work. When you can see it as never done, so there's not a drive to undo it. Yeah, and you come to peace with shit that you were in fucking defiance against, or fucking argument or a conflict with. You see things differently. You can't do that with those same pair of glasses. Self-centeredness sees everything as how it pertains to it. That's how it sees. Yeah, it's a 300 pair of glasses. It has the same fucking underlying programming. It sees everything as how it pertains to it. Doesn't matter if it's 800 pair of glasses. If you buy the self-centered sunglass line or glass line, you're going to get it. That's how it's going to go. This is about questioning that. That's the whole point. It's not about getting a higher or a better version of the glasses. The glasses have a fatal flaw in it, FLAW. And there's a recognition of that fatal flaw or the failure of it. It's not like I hate them, they failed, like they did it personally. It's just off, has an aberration. It's that we're living as that wants to change the aberration, which just reinforces the fucking aberration. Once you look through it, you're established as self. It's a glass that works with time. When you look through self-centeredness, you're a historical, long-lasting, independent, separate entity. You're not, there's not a field of, you could be possibly the doer of this next event. You're seen as a historical doer of every event. Your own demise. People are walking around thinking they're their own worst enemy, or they hate themselves. This is all wearing the same glasses. What you are does not hate you. It does not hate you. Something may be in there that has a hateful nature or a violent nature or a win-lose nature, and you're just at the effect of it. Yeah. But to believe that you hate yourself is insanity to me, completely insane. There's an identification as that which you're not, and now you're playing the object and the subject of a fucking hate thing. It's insane. Would you want to get up and click your heels if you were your own worst enemy? Fucking everything. Of course you'd want to sleep in. Take a hit of some smoke. Do something to try to forget this condition that you're your own worst enemy. Yeah. This is propaganda from the head, but if you are taking yourself as the head, you're going to listen to the propaganda of the head. Yeah, we're not trying to get really good at not listening to propaganda. We're trying to see what it's all about prior to it. Who the hell's the hero of it? Yeah. This is why non-duality starts where there is no answer or solution. Truly, non-duality is a fact, out of time, out of space. It's not becoming a fact. It was once a fact and then it's been lost. It is. It is the isness, the thusness, however you want to call it. That's what's being implied. So when you have a problem, you need a solution. This solution informs you there is no problem. Truly, it does. So this is not a solution in this world of problem and solutions. It comes into this world through us. As Jesus says, you're in this world, but you're not of this world. So you are of the solution, looking for a fucking solution. See it, and then maybe you won't be looking for a solution, and then you'll find you're the solution. This is the gamble. It's worth it. It's, if you want to see it as a gamble, this is a winning fucking bet. I believe how many answers did I arrive at that's very quickly needed a lot of maintenance, and then I was always looking to add on to the answer. Let's synthesize this answer with another answer, throw Kabbalah with fucking radical Buddhism with some Christian evangelical shit and let it roll. Yeah. Every solution sort of demanded more solution. This solution puts the end to fucking problem solution. Yeah. You're not getting out of here. You're not. You're going to live to a certain point. You're not going to be a transcendent being living here. That's going to be that's the foreverness of you, a transcendent being. You're going to make it through this thing. Yeah, you are. You may be seen as being enlightened and may get dementia next year. And then your people who know you as an enlightened person would be very confused. I don't have to worry for that because everyone who knows me knows I'm not enlightened, and I may go into dementia. And I'm so happy not to be anything. I am so fucking happy to be empty of all that shit. I am. Yeah. Because that poor guy, not poor guy, those people that believed that guy was enlightened, and now he's putting his pants on backwards and drooling and doesn't even know his name. Yeah. Don't stick something that's not of the body on a body. You're putting the metal at the wrong location. Yeah. No one here is awake or enlightened as a thing. We're awake and enlightened before things. Yes. And some of it can come out in this little event of things, or it may not. It doesn't matter. It always is. Yes. Yes. Do you ever see the sky get upset because a cloud's moving in? Of course not. Thousands of shit move through the sky. Sky's not affected at all. It knows it knows better. It knows the cloud has no meaning or weight or reality. It has no, doesn't have to blow it away. It's fucking, it comes in, 4th of July explosions, don't cut it open. It rains, it doesn't get wet. No, it's just there, big open, like our mind, big M mind. The Dzogchen people always used to use this. They like you to look at a cloudless sky and just let it, use it as sort of like a mimicking of what our mind is really like. Relaxed skylight. Things come in, things very rarely stay. I have not seen a solar eclipse that stayed longer than like 5 minutes. Yeah, most shit comes and goes in the sky. Sky's always there. Yeah. You don't even tend to usually look at it much unless there's something in there, yeah? And there it is, just doing its thing, letting shit happen, da 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 da. It's like the screen in the movie theater. The biggest part of the movie theater was the most simple investment. Probably bought one screen, like 50 years ago, has shown like thousands of movies on it. I don't think that the screen's having a hard time. It's that was a heavy movie. The screen is, sagging. It looks like, oh, I could see a drop coming. He's crying. We're not playing any more war movies. The screen can't fucking take it. It's shell shocked so much. It's so close to the action. How could it not be effective? It's right. I mean, it's all happening in it. I mean, don't take its cool, calm, cool, collected act. It's fucked up. It's PTSD, post-movie stress for the screen. No, the screen is like what's going on. It can hold any movie, the heavy ones, the light, the comedies. To me, the heaviest are romantic comedies because they're not romantic and they're not fucking funny. That's the heaviest to me, but whatever. Yes, I won't throw any more of my opinions in there. So yeah, so this is sort of imagery to see what we are like by seeing what we're not. Yeah, yes. Because we can't see what we are. We'd have to be something else, and we're past that. If there was a moment that you wanted to become what you are, that's past. You already are. If there was any time it wasn't so, that's been erased. It's so, being ourselves reality. So there you go. Yep. Okay, anyone in the Zoom world, all's well? Yeah, okay. Oh, we have some
There we go.
questions.
I need to mute myself. You got a hand from Chris.
All right, Chris, come on in.
Okay,
Hey,
I would like,
wow, we have an international celebrity just came in. Come on. Yeah, move this to you. She's not the lineage holder. She's over there. All right, yes, Chris.
okay, Paul, so I would like to ask you about the phrase "you never left." What does it actually mean? From where do you never left?
Brent, never end.
Left.
I don't know.
Upon never having left.
What?
On upon never having left.
Oh, upon
You're saying
on
left.
having never left, yes. Upon
Where
on
did you
having
leave
never
from?
left is never left. It means upon having never left. Yes?
Yeah, he's asking from where do you not leave from?
Oh, I
Something
don't,
like that.
it's just hopefully, I don't know. It's
There,
not,
yeah, he just put it in.
we're not talking
You put
about
the-
locations. We're talking.
Yeah, he put it in chat. The question is, he put it in chat. Never left from where? Question mark.
I put it in chat.
No, he put it in chat, so I wanted to read it as you read it.
Never left. Tell them, yeah, I would emphasize something else. Move on from there. Just let it hit where it wants to hit. Don't dissect it, yeah? Yes, for right now. Yeah, someone else who wants to dissect it can give them an answer.
And now you have a hand from Sylvia.
All right.
Okay, can you hear me?
Where always on?
I am in Italy, and I just want to thank you, Paul, because I have a very, very long, how can I say, very interested on non-duality from the point of view of spirituality. And, when you get enough, just for case, I met your video last September, and I started to hear from you and the video almost every day. And I thank you so much, because you make the ordinary extraordinary for me, because there's nothing to do really, just change glasses. And
Yeah,
I'm in that. And thank you. And also to your community, because it's not a sangha, very spiritual, and was enough of that. I started long, long ago with Osho and many other stuff. But at the end, for lucky, I was exhausted, and life bring me here. So thank you.
thank you. I want to have a friend of mine say hello to, thank you in Italian. Come on, honey, this is the lady right here.
Ciao,
Oh, ciao! Di dove sei tu?
sono di Pescara, tu?
Parma,
Ah, sei di
la
Parma.
città, sì.
Piacere di conoscerti.
Molto piacere di conoscerti. Ho visto il vostro viaggio in Italia l'anno scorso, ho seguito un po' di cose, perché io ho imparato l'inglese con la non-duality, non ho mai fatto un corso di inglese.
Con la non dualità. Ah, così l'hai
Sì,
imparato.
a forza
Brava.
di ascoltare un sacco di cose.
Magari mi puoi aiutare in futuro a tradurre dei libri, dei libri
Volentieri,
suoi, dei libri suoi.
volentieri sto leggendo quello con l'uccellino rosso, come si chiama? L'ho comprato, è bellissimo,
Ah,
beautiful.
brava, brava. Così
Sì,
sai
sì, sì.
darci, un giorno ci incontriamo e traduciamo.
Oh,
Molto
wait.
volentieri.
Perché
Molto
mi sta
volentieri.
cacciando.
Ok, ciao, grazie. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I thought that would be nice. Thank you.
Hey, Chris, did you hear her say molte bene?
Yes.
All right. Anyone
All
else?
right.
Thank you, Sylvia. I hope to see you again then. That was very nice. Yeah, yeah, thank you.
See you again.
On having never left. All right. All right, anyone else? Or we'll start saying goodbye. Thank you, Sylvia.
No
Very
hand.
much. Thank you. All right, we have Kerry.
Volare.
Nice to see him live. We got Jamie and Barbara. Nice to see you, Jamie. Chris, Poland, thank you. Yeah. If you want to bring that question up another time, it just sometimes it's more a sense or a feeling that it goes out, and then when there's a punctuation or a noun or a y or a period or this, sometimes to me it's like missing the forest from the trees, so let's just take the shade and the shelter of the forest, and let's let the trees be the mystery. Yeah.
I already gave him an answer, Paul.
Did I?
I gave him an answer. I told him you leave from here.
Oh, good. That's great. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Volare.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Moochie in Laguna Beach. How you doing?
Hey, Moochie.
Hey, I'm so glad to hear you and see you now on the screen live. I've seen a lot of your talks, and just so inspiring to me. I had a question for you. What happens when one is in a moment where like fear or anxiety fills the screen so much in your head that you forget a lot of these principles, or you get swept into the narrative. Like, for example, I got to fly to Europe coming up, and the moment I'm cool until like the turbulence happens, And once that turbulence happens, I go to this really, ridiculously, panic mode.
Yeah.
What would you do in that situation? How do you treat those kind of situations when
Take
they
some
come up?
Valium.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take
good.
some
I got some of
Valium.
that. I got some
Before-
of that.
You'll
Fetal
be out.
position.
Take a sleeping pill. You'll be.
Fetal
You won't even
position.
feel the you won't feel it all. I
It's
don't
just-
know. I have to be there, but
Yeah.
too shall pass.
Yeah, exactly what I keep
Yeah.
little notebooks with me in my pocket, and they say things like that. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then really, the easiest thing is to do nothing, just things.
Mm,
Yeah, it's because a lot of times things are what they are, and if you start participating with them, they become something else. So it's just let it be what it is,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it passes like a cloud in the sky, so to
like
speak.
you said, to just watch it like a movie that's happening.
And if you don't trust it, just have some Valium in the pocket. That's it.
Mhm,
Go out.
mhm.
Have
And
a
not-
drink, whatever.
Not identify with it.
No, yeah, and you're not there now, so that's the beauty of it. Yes?
Yeah, good
Yeah.
point.
Sometimes the best preparation is being unprepared. You just, and therefore you're relying on something to show you something, and it does usually, yes, things happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy to meet you, and I'm happy,
So happy to meet you.
yeah, great,
Thank you.
yeah. Anyone else? Let's see, Axel in Germany and Zen Bitch Slap somewhere. That's Mike Z. David Bitterman. Gary C. Gary, hey, we'll be up there next week. We're gonna be in Auburn.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll check my calendar.
What?
I'll check my calendar. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, we're gonna be there, we'll be doing the 1 o'clock Zoom, but in Auburn.
Cool. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, come on down, brother.
I will.
Great. Eric Platt, nice to see you. Catherine, yeah, I just wanted to make that announcement. I think it's up on the event page, but next week we have the regular Zoom, but it won't be at the church. It's gonna be up in Auburn at our friend Maria's house. So it's really nice up there, and it should be pretty cool. We've done it before, but all right, Catherine, nice to see you. Shanley,
Oh.
I caught you by surprise. Vlad, nice to see you, Vlad. There he is. Vlad, here's everyone. There's a lot of Vlad admirers here. Yes? Yeah.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Kathleen.
All right. All right, Vlad, nice to see you.
Thank you, Paul.
Santa Barbara, Johannes, Tomas. Tomas, did I send you my information? I hope I did.
No, I'm still waiting for it.
All right, I'll send it to you today when I get home.
Okay.
I thought I sent it to you, but hey, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for showing up and yeah. Everett, nice to see you. Everett, thank you for your donation. I like the numerical combination.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Guy, nice to see you, Sky. How are you?
I'm good. Paul, you coming to the East Coast?
I am. I'm coming to the East Coast. I tried to get out of it yesterday. I failed, so I'm coming June 17th to the 24th. We'll put it up there. We'll be mostly in Dover, New Jersey, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 21 to the 23rd. We'll be down in Doylestown, I think, on the 18th, Tuesday. And then I don't know if I'm going to do any more. We may do one in Great Barrington on Thursday in Massachusetts. So yeah, it'll be all up there. And if you have my phone number, just give me a call when I'm over there.
Great.
Okay. Judy, always a pleasure, honey. Nice to see you. Yeah. Mike C. He's up. That's nice. He's somewhat vertical. Chris is, I love that door. Chris is sitting at the door of the store. Saraswati. Marilyn, my new pal.
Tallahassee Lassie, your new Tallahassee Lassie.
Tallahassee Lassie.
Yeah. I had a solution.
Hotsy Lassie's quite sassy.
Indeed, indeed. I had a solution for Moochie too. It's a fetal position, fetal position.
No. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Two then.
That
Okay.
may include, that may need first class. First class. That would, first class doesn't have any of those movements. It's only economy. If the plane starts going down, they just break away from economy and then they keep going.
I'll be watching some of your.
At all. You may see some warm nuts come that got sucked out, but that's about it. All right, we're back to Judy Lowe's again. I just like to say Lovins. Lovins is a great name. Giovanni down in Brazil. Dennis W. Saraswati, Maryland, Mike C. Let me go here. Let's see, we got Andre, a phone number, Jules on vocal, John K, Vlad, our main man, James Olson, Axel, Eric Platt. I think I got everyone. Hey, thanks so much, folks. And yeah, take it easy. Whatever. Yeah, it's just such a pleasure. I just want to crudely express the gratitude I have for us and the space that we can sit in. I'm really appreciative. So thank you. Bye-bye.
And Saraswati put her hand up. I don't know if she was just meaning waving, or do you have something, Saraswati?
No, my virtual hand raised itself.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
Saraswati, great. I knew better. Yes. All right.
Thank you, Paul.
See you.